Hi, welcome to Miss Julie's Montessori Minutes. It's August, so I'm tidying up the classroom while my students are away preparing for next year's students. Every Tuesday in August, I'm going to be inviting you along to see what's on my shelves right now. So today, we're going to be looking at what's on my language shelves. Now, everything in a Montessori toddler environment is a language object. The teachers are language objects. Every kind of developmental aid or art item is also a language object because we're getting children about 15 to 18 months old to start with, and they're learning all the words of everything. But we do have some specific items which we call language items. So let's take a look at what's on my language shelf. We do store some books here. I've got a little book holder. I've got my very favorite books on it right now. There'll be a video about why those are my favorites out shortly. We have our pet crickets just because this is a very natural place in the classroom to keep them. And we do talk about them a lot, so that makes it a language object, right? And a plant. Right here I have 3 mats for language works. So these the children unroll on the floor and can take their work to the floor to work on. Young children often like to do their work on the floor. And this makes a boundary for where they can contain their work to. It also is a reminder to the child's classmates that the objects on that mat belong to the child working with them. And then the children are reminded to walk around that work and respect the work base. So we have 3 main types of language object materials, and the first are just language objects, so little miniatures representing things that actually exist in the world. And then we play little fun games with the children to label the items and reinforce the names of the items, and I will link to a playlist on how I give those lessons. The objects are kept in categories, so the children start to learn to categorize this great big wonderful world we live in. So in this basket I have little people figures, and the people are wearing the typical dress of their profession, so veterinarian, police officer, chef, etc. Here I have a basket of Australian animals. When you do animal figures by regions, I do recommend that you have animals other than mammals, reptiles, amphibians, birds. Here I have life cycle of a sea turtle. This one's always fun because in addition to using the language, I can tell the exciting story of the journey a baby sea turtle must make and the hardships he or she must overcome to make it to the ocean. Okay, the second category of language objects is matching an object to an exact replica on card. For example, a backpack, which is an exact match. And so in addition to being fun, the purpose of this particular work is to show that in the Montessori classroom, when we have language cards, it's representing something that actually exists in the world. I'll link a video about why we say fantasy for a later age. And in this basket is objects for carrying personal belongings. So language cards allow us to bring in items that exist in the world, but we can't really find good replicas of. First set of language cards I have out now are animal homes, a burrow, a nest, anthill, and a den. And I have many of these cards, and I also have figures to match some of them so that as they learn and grow, they can match the animal figure to the animal home. And this one I always like to start the year off with because it's just signs that they see around town, so they'll all be very familiar to the toddler. They'll recognize things such as a crosswalk sign, a disabled parking sign. Although I need to update this because I've seen some new ones where it's more of a racing wheel care and it shows some speed movements, and I think that's really cool. And see if I can find one of those new images and update this work. Stop sign, bathroom, and library. And I won't show the final one, but it's our city's insignia, which they'll see at City Hall, Parks and Rec, and on our street signs. But you know, I can't show you where I live because I'm just tired of all the fans knocking down my door. But if you're setting up a work like this, I do encourage you to have your city's or county or state's insignia. All right, so that's what's on my language shelf to start the year. And I'll tweak this pretty early in the year based on the interest of the children after I see their child questionnaires and complete the home visits and I get to know my students better. And we rotate these pretty frequently according to interest and mastery. All right, in August, you'll be seeing a lot more of me as I challenge myself to publish a new video every weekday in August. So I hope you'll join me for some of those videos, and until then, I'll see you in the comments. Take care.